All right, it's been about a month since I've been here, over a month since I've been here. And look at this. Hello.
Hello.
Wow, a lot has changed since we have been here.
We're now getting to the point where the fish are coming in.
Lots of houseplants.
Yes.
Can you name all these houseplants?
Just about. Do they
Just
have
about.
names? No. Yeah, I could name them by type though.
So I noticed we still got the top row of 20s, lots of nanos.
Top row of 20s. If you watched the previous video, it probably looked a little bit different. I have actually since redesigned and redone the racks.
Yeah, it looks definitely different, but
I,
it looks good. It does look good.
We went the other way, and to try to accommodate a certain design thing I wanted to do, and it really wasn't.
Wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great. It wasn't as, sound and stable, and I definitely didn't want that to be an issue. But I also realized I could go a different way and a different design and actually add more room. So I was able to add a fourth rack here, which houses all of the nanos at the moment.
Yeah, and basically, we used to have the cinder blocks vertical, now they're horizontal.
Yes, which is better for the overall weight.
Yep.
Yes.
And all the ponds are doing amazing.
Ponds are doing good. Basically, I'm just kind of waiting still until...
This whole entire plant, sorry to interrupt, is new.
Yes, it's been sprouting slowly over the last couple of weeks, and it just went gangbusters in last week. It started like this. This is the same exact thing. And I was like,
The little
okay.
guy down there?
Yeah. I was like, well, that's new. And then next thing I know, boom.
Can we drop some food in here?
Yeah.
So this is white cloud minnows, and we can kind of see a lot of them, but I think if you drop some food right there in the corner.
And a lot of snails. Yeah, white clouds have done great wherever they are.
Oh, now all I see is food. No more food.
There's a lot of them in there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There should be at least 80.
Well, I can imagine they're pretty dang happy in there. And this is a 100-gallon, right?
100 gallons, yep. And they've been doing really good. Like, they did great out in the garden, and they've done great in here, no matter the temperature. The ponds are, so I heat the shed and not the ponds. And the ponds
With a heat storm.
Heat storm.
Deluxe.
It's barely kicking out enough heat to get these tanks warm enough, but it's doing the job for now. But
Can you feed this one?
Yeah.
See if we can see anything. I saw one.
These Rainbowfish, these are the blue-eyed neons.
Illuminatus.
They'd be much more standout.
They'd be much more standout.
They'd be much more standout.
All right, I like it.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
I have the same excuse come Monday. But yeah, they stand out much more, I'm sure, from the side view. But they've been tubbing it up since last summer, so they're still in here. And there's also orange shrimp, which I've seen a lot more of.
I
so
see
know
one
they're doing
big
well.
orange shrimp, but there's no way the camera's going to pick that up.
Yeah.
I
There's a
don't
good
see.
flow in here, too, so it kind of gets in the way.
Well, there's one big sucker down there, but we can't see it. And what is this? A floating bag? Oh, boy. And Corridoras down there, the peppered.
Yes.
And these I brought, these are Melanotania sexlineata. And we're going to just put them in here. You should open that up.
Ready?
Yep,
Okay.
let's do it.
Food down.
There's only 5, so they're going to have this huge tub, which is like 150 gallon?
This one's a 165.
Ooh.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I got it on there pretty tight. Hulk smash.
I'm not as good as Robert. Ooh, I'm not good at all. Cut.
Cut.
Sorry.
The old switcheroo.
I'm gonna hold the camera.
Whoa.
Heat storm for the thing.
So there's also Lugwitty in here. And, I got good water, so it doesn't really matter. We've been temperature acclimating them. And there they go. So these are the ones that have the red noses.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, one more. The glare is awesome. Sorry.
Did we see them before they disappeared?
I did. Unfortunately, there might have been too much glare, but
Yeah,
try to
that'll
get
happen.
you an update. Ooh, there's one down there.
Oh, yeah. 2 of them.
The cories are out. I've seen some tiny, tiny, tiny cories, so I'm hoping that means they're breeding.
And we pulled most of them out of here when we brought it in, didn't we?
Yes.
So they had to have been frying there.
Yeah, and they've had the thing to themselves, so.
All right. Switch.
Switch.
So that might be a temporary placement. I might want those back one day.
You can have them back. I'm just housing them for you
Yep.
for the time being. Ooh, that's the first time those guys have been fully out in a long time.
What are they?
Those are
They're-
green neons. Green neon
Oh, the
tetras.
green neons. And a gigantic betta fish.
That is, yeah, he's one of the big boys. One of my
Good lord. Look
one
at
of
that
my-
chunker.
king bettas.
Jeez.
I've got a few kings. That one's a king. This one's a king down here.
Well, I'm glad we turned the light on now they came out. And we got some panda cories in here.
Yes, my sister just moved here from Texas, and she brought all of her fish in a tote.
Nice.
And so this is her allotment of fish. They're going through a bit of a med treatment and kind of quarantine. And then this is a quarantine tank for bringing in some more fish
For now.
for now. Pretty
Empty.
basic setup. Just have
No lights yet. We're still working on lights.
still working on lights, buying a couple at a time. I've brought in basically the lights that were on the tanks in there and set up a few, but I really don't use a lot of highlight plants, and it would be kind of out of character as most of these tanks have been dark in the garage anyways. So it works out.
Well, I'm really digging the aesthetics of this entire. Maybe I can step back here.
To get out of the way.
No, you're talking.
Yeah, it's coming together, a work in progress, and I've definitely had to make some changes as we've gone. But I wanted to mimic in a way the shed would look like the tent and have that kind of cozy vibe.
So these are tubs will go back outside.
Yes.
So we can give them an update. 55's against the wall.
I have two 55 gallons, and since I redesigned.
Maybe more,
Maybe more.
because I got to get rid of some.
Oh gosh. Well, if you're coming up to help me do water changes, sure, I got room. For now, I've got the 255s and 275s, and the 240 still is the plan on the back wall.
Yep, still got to move the 240 up.
Yeah. Most of these plants are actually going to go up. I have tube LED lighting going along up in actually at the top of the roof peaks.
Like in the rafters?
In the rafters. And I'm going to have some of the plants up there kind of in the beams throughout. So they'll have light source up there and can kind of climb down, and it gives me more room here on the floor. And some of these plants will actually end up going in tanks and tubs as the year goes on.
What's going to happen? What else is changing on this rack? Because I know we're taking the 10s out.
Yes, this was originally going to be 20 talls on the ends and then 10s to kind of be like a fry rack. But I'm actually going to be taking Bob's 20s, so it'll replace and be all 20 highs on this
Yeah,
side.
like the one on the end here.
Yep, just like that.
But they'll be pulled all the way out so you have more room to
Yeah.
get in there.
I actually prefer the racks to be a little bit more squatty in as far as the horizontal view, but I have plenty of room to reach in and get in this entire tank by having
Yeah, when
them
it's like a
staggered.
staircase, you definitely have plenty of room that way.
Yeah. I actually have been kind of using this as a step, so I'll be giving that up, but it's all right. So yeah, these will be all 20 highs. These will be all 20 highs over here.
Even, so you're going to get rid of the low boy?
Well, I guess I might set up one of my low boys here, so that might live there.
I think this would be a really cool spot for a low boy now that I see it.
That was
Like
my
top-down shrimp.
original design. That's why I wanted it to be 4 wide on the bottom, and we weren't sure that was going to work with having the 240 on the back wall, but it is going to work. It's going to be a tight fit, but I can make it work. And yeah, so I definitely could do the 50 low boys there.
Now, I've noticed that every single tank seems to have a betta fish, except for the Oscar tank.
Except for the Oscars, yes. I love basically a little community tank that also has a betta, and I think a lot of species can work that way if you have plants. These are by far nowhere near what they'll look like when they're all done as far as the plant load.
It's important to note that, you know, there was quite a long transition, so a lot of them died back.
Yes.
So that's why there's not very many plants right now.
Well, and full disclosure, we set some of these lights up today. So
Yep.
it's been a little dark in here.
Always a work in progress.
Yeah, it's been kind of one thing after another. I moved most of these tanks from the house over the last few weeks, and I've got 3 more in the house, and then everything is now officially in the shed after those 3 come in.
That just means we get to buy a lot of plants.
Yes, I need a lot of plants.
And that's the fun part, buying stuff.
Yes, but as far as stocking, the Oscars are growing out. They'll be stepping up, and they'll be eventually going in one of the larger tanks. And I've been upgrading my bettas that have been in the nanos into the 20 gallons, kind of as the tanks got cycled, just the first fish in a lot of ways. But I like to do little communities. Like I've got a betta and some guppies here. I've got bettas and rasboras over there. Bettas and rasboras there.
Bettas and tetras.
Tetras, yeah. And so I'll build a community around that. And I'm hoping with the plant load, it'll be kind of like a home for the males, maybe a breeding ground for the other fish. Or if they don't breed heavily up front, I'm not so worried about it. It's more of a hobby room than anything else. But I have the room now to kind of separate and create some breeding environments and, separate the fry. So, possibilities.
Well, I think that's it for our quick update.
Yep, quick update.
It's been over a month. Figured we'd update everyone.
Behind but chugging along. Motto
Yep.
of life.
All right, what should everyone do?
Like, subscribe, see you in the comments.
Yay!